This is a presentation of the Sports Source Digital Network, presented by Hearthside Bank.
Time for the final word on UAB. This is the Sports Source Digital Network. I'm John Pennington, joined by VFL Ollie Lane, VFL Marlon Walls, VFL Daniel Hood. Good to have you two guys back with us. Last week we had Will Overstreet and Dane Davis filling in. They did a nice job, but now we got the
real deal
crew.
back. There we go.
That's right. What we do on this show is we've got 12 questions. It's always the same 12 questions after a game, whether it's a big game or UAB, and we kind of just give our feelings on it, and we kind of smart-ass with one another occasionally too. So let's just get in. The first two are pretty quick. 10 years from now, will the UT-UAB game be remembered?
No, this game will not be remembered. It's actually funny. As we were preparing for this week for this game, I realized I made my debut against UAB in 2019, and I don't remember that game. So I'm definitely not going to remember this
your
one.
own debut.
Exactly. So
nobody's going to remember this.
The only time it gets remembered is when we played UAB and we had to beat them in freaking overtime.
Who scored? Was that
Denarius Moore?
And they carried it. Didn't you guys carry him off the field?
I did.
I remember. Yes. I didn't know you guys were on that. That may have been. I was talking to somebody last week, and I said that may have been the low point for Tennessee football. It was not losing to Georgia State. It was not losing to Wyoming. It was beating UAB and carrying a guy off the field.
Denarius Moore off.
Denarius Moore.
Hey, we were just ready for a break at that point. It was a long game.
Yeah.
Ready for a break.
Wow. What year was that? 2012?
It had to be
No, it had to be like 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
10.
So that was a Dooley.
Was that Dooley or was that?
It would have been Dooley.
That's
because
Dooley.
Denarius
Sounds like a
had
Dooley
that
game.
great game against South Carolina with Chaney and Bray.
Okay. Wow.
What the heck are you talking? All right, go ahead. We're good.
I'm glad you said that though, because I was trying to think of when that was.
Yeah.
That was pretty. When you're carrying people off for beating UAB, you know your program's in trouble.
The only thing I remember about that game is them carrying him off the field. I'm like, all right, this is tough. This is tough.
All right, question 2. Would you watch the UAB game again just for fun?
No, not a chance.
No, not very entertaining. As a matter of fact, I was getting texts from people in that fourth quarter who were like, oh, God, could this just please end? Those games are so – I'm spoiled. You guys tell me. I'm spoiled by watching the NFL because every game is like 10 points or less. I mean, so many of them are tight, and then you watch these games – and you're in the fourth quarter, and Tennessee's not doing anything on offense. They're just running up the middle of the clock.
Yeah.
Your defense is down to your 5th and 6th cornerbacks.
Right.
It's just brutal. Do you guys prefer the college game or the pro game in terms of watching it?
I prefer the college game, but games like this is hard to watch, I think, as well with the transfer portal.
Yeah.
You don't have those homegrown guys that you're rooting for. Man, he had a great game. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's Joey. We got him for 1 year.
Bunch of rented guns.
Yeah. That's it.
and I wish they'd introduce some type of mercy rule, mercy clock. I feel like they've done it a couple times in the past where they've cut a game or just sped the clock up.
So somebody in the comment section, I didn't check it up to see if they were right, but somebody said that supposedly Heupel did make that offer versus East Tennessee State, and the ETSU said no. And if somebody said no to me and I offered you mercy, I would then just throw all over your ass. I want to get out of here, so I'm now going to punish you. Daniel, do you like the college game or the pro game better to watch?
Definitely the college game. And these games are more of like a necessary evil. Like, you've got to get, like, I think it was Josh Heupel played 16 true freshmen in the first half. Like, the difference between an 18 and 19-year-old and a 22, 23, 24 is so drastic. Like, that's why you can't have an NFL season. And you got to get their bodies in there, and you get to see
Even though they're to that point now. But
But I mean, you got to see some cool things like number 19, the running back Morris. Like, he showed flashes of like what he can be, and like if there's anything I was going to remember from that game, it's that 2 years that kid's going to be really good.
Yeah, the question is, where will he be playing?
Well, no, that maybe.
Question is, what's his first name?
It's Duane. I need your help, Dwan.
Dewan.
There we go.
Dewan.
I know how to spell it, but I got too much Southern.
Question number 3. What was the game's single most memorable play?
I'll go with the Mike Matthews catch.
That was the first one? The
first one over the shoulder. Yeah. You know, it's hard to locate the ball right there. Like that was the only one I'd say was probably stood out to me like crazy. Was the over the shoulder.
My favorite was the 61-yard run that got called back for holding
by Dewan Morris.
That one was beautiful.
I like the shovel pass to
That's what I was going to go
our
with.
guy
yeah.
Star Thomas, who for some reason doesn't get
Enough snaps,
touches.
yeah.
But that's where you were going?
Yeah.
Well, then let me ask you this, because we were texting during the game. Why the hell is this guy not getting more snaps?
I got no clue.
I don't know.
Now, all three, it's not like you got bad guys.
No.
They're all good. Bishop's good, Lewis is good. But Star Thomas, just
But I think there's a clear number one.
Yeah.
There's a clear number one.
I've never seen, especially just like on that shuffle pass that we're talking about, I mean, he avoided 1 or 2 ankle tackles. I mean, that's kind of hard sometimes to avoid, especially in the open field when they do clip you. So, I mean, just the way that he runs the ball, the way he's able to, 1, stay up, 2, get yardage, even when there's no hole to get into, he's still falling for 1 or 2 or 3 yards. And so I feel like he's the one that you got to rely on, especially as you get into tougher running situation games.
And I still wonder, he's so good now, what would he look like on carry 15, 16, and 17? I don't know.
But this is just what Tennessee does, though. You did it with Alvin Kamara. You didn't get him the football. Dylan Sampson in 2023 didn't get the touches that he needed. Yeah. And it's just like it's
Although
another.
I will say Jalen Wright was awfully darn good.
He was really good, but Dylan just had that. He can still make people miss with the size of this coffee table.
Yep.
Hey, here's my worry is I'm worried that's going to cost us a game. Where we kind of start to go to him in the end, and you're thinking like, what would he would have been if we'd have started him in the first quarter?
Yeah.
So I'm worried that one of those games, and it may be, well, I ain't gonna say that, but a road game where we're kind of like, all right, we're going to do our loyalty deal. We're going to start Bishop, and then we'll go to Peyton, and then we'll give start Thomas
everybody
the
gets
third.
a touch.
You could make the argument it already did. With Georgia, you didn't get anything done in overtime.
I didn't
That's
understand
true.
taking
That's
him
true.
out there at the end.
That's true.
That's
true.
I wonder, could it be a practice thing? He doesn't practice as well. Could it be they don't like his pass protection as much as the other two? But for some reason, he's the third guy off the bench every week, and I don't really get it.
And I think that's the most frustrating thing is there's nothing that we've seen on the film that we get to see that shows me why this guy shouldn't get more touches.
Yeah.
And so there's got to be something behind the scenes that just somebody's not seeing because that guy is just he's special with the ball. And again, that's not a knock on the other two. I mean, you saw Lewis be able to tear off a big run, and I mean Bishop's fairly consistent, but I mean Starr's a guy that every time I've seen him throw the ball to him, he's caught it, made yardage. Every time they've handed the ball off to him, he's made yardage. I haven't seen him volley very heavily in the pass protection game so far. So
I liked your stat on Sunday the best. 6 touchdowns to 3.
Well,
He gets in the end zone.
Here's the other thing, too, though, and I thought about this, no joke, coming into this offseason when we first got Star Thomas. Josh was a loyalty guy. You can't look at me and tell me, like, some of these receivers that we're playing now shouldn't have been playing last year. No. Except for the fact I got older guys, they've kind of waited their turn. I'm going to give them their go. Because you can't look at the running back stats and be like, just even from an eye test deal, and I know they watch a ton of tape as far as the coaches go, and be able to say, like, all right, that cat, when he gets the ball, he's got a threat of taking it to the house, and he's special. So I think it's a loyalty deal.
Well, Daniel's right. I mean, Sampson was that guy. Remember he put out the tweet about Cage Cheetah or whatever it was? And because he was the guy that was dynamic, and we're like, why don't you throw to the guy a little bit more? Now, that's an interesting thing. They have thrown more to their running back this year. Not tons, but more than they have in the past. Yeah. So maybe that's one of the adjustments they made this offseason. But again, who looks best in the pass game? Yeah. Star Thomas. All right. Well, that was a good far spin off most memorable play. All right, question number 4. What was the biggest reason Tennessee won the game?
Jimmy's
it was
and
on the
Joe's.
schedule. Jimmy's and Joe's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at these games, it's just talent doesn't match up with talent every single time. And we have the better talent. We're going to continue to roll through games like this, and we're going to sleep through them. So
I actually felt sorry for Trent Dilfer. He's having to run all those high school formations and stuff.
I know. And then he was taking pictures or something with his phone.
That was like, look at this big stadium.
Well, I tell you this, I thought it was super goofy, him walking around with the big towel around his shoulders. I'm like, what are we doing?
It was hot on the sideline.
Yeah,
coach.
You're a Nick fan.
Yeah, get the Jeremy Pruitt the thing he wore during COVID.
Yeah.
That's perfect. All you saw was his face. The one thing it was supposed to cover was completely uncovered. Oh, that's fantastic. All right.
That was the low point of Tennessee football. That moment.
It was a very low point.
Yeah. All right. What was the biggest what if?
Mike Matthews makes those catches when they had him one-on-one coverage, the one in the end zone with the one-handed catch, or he almost could have been a one-handed catch.
Okay.
I would say we saw Jalen McMurray go down if he didn't come back.
Good one.
That
Because
was
they
one-
scored
yeah.
as soon as he went out.
As soon as I saw him when I said, "Oh crap!" Like this is the reason why you don't play these games.
Yep.
But he came back, so I would say that was the biggest what up.
That's a good one, yeah, because that was when he went down. They immediately got in the end zone. And I just thought, God, is he coming back?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
lucky he did, because it's one thing to be down one cornerback in this league. You're already down two. I wouldn't want to be down three.
No.
All right, and have you got a what if?
I mean, it's just similar on the what if. That was the biggest thing I noticed is when McMurray went out,
Yeah.
we took a dive down in production. And that's nervous now that you already got two out.
Yeah.
It's really like, wow, we can't afford to lose another one. And it's going to make you fret about this defense as you continue down the season that you got to, one, hope you get people back, and two, keep the people that are out there healthy enough so we don't have to go into this very bottom of the barrel depth.
I'll give you one. It's the what if Tennessee had played somebody better? And they're and here's why I ask that. I'm always wanting teams to play better schools.
Yeah.
Arkansas went on the road to Memphis.
Yeah.
That's gutsy. You're not just scheduling. Memphis is a decent team.
Yep.
You're not bringing them to Arkansas. You're
No,
going
you're
there,
going to 'em.
Yeah.
and you got your ass beat. So
Fumbled the
what if
last
Tennessee
possession.
had played somebody legit? I think Tennessee's better than Arkansas.
Yeah.
But for all the people that get on me for saying, well, you'll lose, that is the possibility. I don't like scheduling these pansy games.
No.
But at the same time, that would knock you out of the playoff if you'd lost to somebody. So
I'm gonna throw another. What if Tennessee had went and played at Memphis? I think that'd be a
That'd
heck
be
of
a
a
fun
sight.
game.
We done it
Would've
one
won by
time.
20.
Yeah, we done it one time. Were you on the team now?
that's before Memphis got. They're pretty
that's
good.
Tyler,
They're
that's
a
Ty-
decent program.
That's Tyler
now.
Bray's first start.
Yeah, Ty Bray's
Yeah.
first start. Yeah.
They let Sims take the beating for the first 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
that was brutal.
Sims was sacked, I think, 60 times the first 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, and they finally got to the weak
that's
part of the
why-
schedule and said, okay, now let's go to break.
That's why I was really nervous about the right tackle starting at the start of the season for Syracuse, because that was Jawan James started for Sins. Sack.
All right, this is our big declaration. I declare, number 6, I declare, that's a big statement you believe to be true after the UAB game. Marlon, I'm going to start with you because I know it's got to be something defense.
I declare, and this is going into the next week.
It's just what you
or
think
just-
about this team right now.
Okay.
Coming out of that game.
I declare that if we don't have a big game from the defensive line, we lose at Mississippi State.
Wow, that is a big declaration.
If we don't have a big game, meaning like guys are showing flashes, we got to call Joshua Joseph's name a couple times.
Yeah.
We got to call Bryson Easton's name a couple times.
Yeah.
We create a couple turnovers, sack fumbles type deal. I think they get us.
Yeah, and hopefully you get Moy back, which will be a big addition back to that D line. And
Or
I think
Hobbs, whenever.
Yeah.
they
one
keep
one
saying
or the other. You get one back, I think you're going to get more opportunity to move Dom back to his true position on that outside, and then you're going to be able to have a little bit more pressure situations. Because I mean, look, Dom Bailey's great anywhere you put him, but I think he's better because he's a little bit of a bigger type to match up with the tackle out there versus working in the interior. And you got 2 big, beefier guys in your interior to deal with everything. But I mean, it's just if they come back or not. So I guess I'll go with her. Go
Whoever.
ahead. Yeah.
My declaration was right in lines with Marlon. I think we got problems at D-line.
Yeah.
And you saw it against Georgia. You've seen it again against UAB. You've got to solidify that interior of the defensive line, or who you have at cornerback is not going to matter. They're just going to be able to run up the middle the entire time.
It's funny. I downplayed before the season. So many people were saying, "Yeah, but you lost so much depth on the interior defensive line." And I was like, "Yeah, but Garner rotates those guys in and out. I don't think it's going to be a problem." But I wasn't counting on losing two of them.
Yeah.
Right, 2 start right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I mean, that's the problem in this league with the transfer portal.
Yeah.
It stresses you to lose one guy in a position.
Yeah.
You lose
Yeah.
2 guys at the same position. It's darn near impossible in the portal era.
And to that point, with this transfer portal deal, it's a big drop off from 1 to 2
Yeah.
and 2 to
2 to
3.
3, yeah.
There's a huge drop off as far
Because
as
I mean,
talent.
you're going to be hard pressed to get someone to come in to be your 2 or your 3
Well,
when
see,
they think
that's
they
it.
deserve to be a 1.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're basically going from a 1 to a 3 because your 2 is going to go
Go somewhere else,
somebody
go
else's
somewhere
number
else.
1.
That's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, what's yours?
I declare that if we go full brakes, all gas, or no brakes, all gas, tempo against Mississippi State, we'll score 60-plus points on them. Woo. And I think you could foresee, because they run tempo, we run tempo, it's going to be a shootout. That's what I'm foreseeing.
See, I'm the Zach. That's the reason why I call it defensive lines, because they're running that tempo too. And we saw Georgia do that, and that hurt us.
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, defensively, we're not good versus the tempo as well. And so now when you got bodies down, and I don't care what you say, Mississippi State's going to be a hard game to play at Mississippi State.
Tennessee's not
They're
won there.
undefeated.
Tennessee's not won there since 2007.
I know you keep freaking. We only played them like twice. Though. See, that's a little sniff, little.
But I'm
comment
talking about the entire. I'm talking about.
man.
I'm talking
Gonna play them
about.
twice.
I'm talking about your home state, the entire state of Mississippi.
All right. I declare I'm worried. Well, no, let me put this in a better way. This is weak because you've already played Georgia. It's a declaration. I'll make it anyway. It's a hot take.
Right.
I declare this will be the toughest test for Tennessee's offense. Not because of Mississippi State's defense being great, but I want you to talk about this. Tennessee's offense under Heupel. We showed it on the Sunday show.
Yep.
It drops about 80 yards a game when they're on the road.
Yeah.
So much of that is, and you're going to a place, I don't know how loud that is, 60, 65,000. It's not a ton of people, but those stupid cowbells make it loud. But Tennessee's offense, the tempo when you have to go to a silent operation, it hurts the offense. Tell me about it. Tell folks what the difference is.
Yeah, I mean, it theoretically is going to slow everything down for you. You can't snap everything as fast as you want to, because not only your quarterback's still having to make sure everybody's set, but then you're also, having to give some type of silent signal to a guard or a center to then tell the center, hey, we got to snap the football. Then the center's got to tell everybody, hey, I'm about to snap the football, and then we snap the football. So it takes up more time. And then you're also still trying to get play calls in. You're trying to make sure your receivers, and there's no verbal communication that's really happening outside of your core 5 to 6 guys that are in the center there. And so you're trying to pass out communication left and right. There's going to be more opportunities that your guys aren't going to see signals out there.
Yeah.
And so it slows everything down. And what we've seen so far is when tempo gets slowed down, you start to see the cracks. You start to see things not come together. A lot more chances to get penalties that are going to set you behind the chains, which already effectively kill tempo on drives. So, I mean, just everything that could be in a factor to work against you is really dialed up to 10 when you go on the road, especially in the SEC.
This wouldn't have mattered last year because they didn't do a whole lot of motion. They got motion back in their offense now. How much can you run? You got to get everybody on the same page. You're trying to make sure the line's on the same page when you snap the ball. How much motion are you able to have when these guys can't hear the snap count or anything? Nobody. I mean, they're having to come. They're having to make their timing based off what? A signal, a look. How much motion do you cut back on your motion when you run this?
You'll cut back on your motion
there
a lot, and that's the thing. Like now, to that point though, you're going to cut back in the first. You're going to try to get comfortable. See if you can quiet that crowd down. If you quiet that crowd down, then you can open your offense wide open. You can throw the silent mechanics out because now you can actually hear the clap and everything. So it just depends. If they can get in there, do these fast starts like they've been doing, get up 20, 21, 28 points on them, silence the cowbells, you're not going to see any issues with them being able to run tempo if they want to. But if they let Mississippi State continue in the game, Mississippi State's tempo gets started hot, and it's neck and neck, it's going to be a lot harder to build momentum throughout the game.
Gotcha.
I think you can make a point. This is going to be Joey's first big test, really.
On the road.
You're on the road. The first one was a neutral game, which we're going to pack out Atlanta more than, you know what I mean, Syracuse is. So this one's going to be a true road. What do you do under duress? And again, I watched that Arizona State game versus Mississippi State, and I was just intrigued because it was like, man, I know Mississippi State crowd's going to be up for this one. You're coming from out west, but man, that thing was rocking. They caused a lot of frustration in the first half. Arizona State was just kind of like, all right, let's get to halftime. The Cowbells got to them. They settled in the second half, but it was too late by then. So I can say this is probably going to be his first real test. What does he do under pressure when we get a false start or we're behind the chains? Is he still cool, calm, and collected and confident in himself to move the football?
I think you're right. I'll also say this, though. Well, he's passed every test we've put in front. I'm Mr. Skeptic. I want to see it before I believe it. And so far, he's knocked everything down. I mean, he went out and looked good against Georgia. I think you're right. This is but we're running out of tests. If he comes down there and looks good at Mississippi State, I'm in. I mean, I'm already in. I was saying Sunday, just fire up the Heisman campaign. He may not win it,
He's fourth
but
best
give the
odds
guy
right
some
now.
promotion. he's already, in Daniel's mind, he's already one of the greatest legacy players in Tennessee history.
Hey, I was right.
No, you weren't. Not yet.
Not yet. You're not ready to crown him?
Not yet. No.
All right. Move over Peyton Manning, Joey Aguilar.
He'll be on the 2000s best of, maybe.
Yeah. Well, that ain't. Well, that's him and Hooker.
Yeah.
Him, Hooker, and Ainge, really.
Oh, 2000s. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But he's got to finish well. But he's been such a success story so far. And the more we play this season, like Syracuse helped you out by going out and beating Clemson.
Yeah.
And that win looks
That's a
really
good look for Tennessee.
Oh, yeah,
It's-
no doubt.
the bad thing is, with Angeli tearing his Achilles, they're probably not going to continue to be a good-looking win for you. So that's a shame. Not to get off topic, but that was a better win than I thought. Fran Brown's a pretty good coach.
Yeah.
Because to go into – they put 34 on Clemson. LSU scored 17 on them. Georgia Tech scored 24. That's 10 more points than anybody else had put on them. So that guy's got a good offense.
And you do it at Clemson, too.
Yeah.
Which is just – and that makes you worried about Dabo Swinney and what's going to happen there.
I'm not worried about it.
Not worried about
So long.
him. Peace out, Dabo.
Yeah, that's my feeling. Okay, next one, number 7. Did any player achieve their career high water mark?
I'll go back to Mike Matthews. That was impressive. The over the shoulder. It just kind of showed like in his arsenal he's got that.
Okay.
He can also adapt to the ball in the air and go make a big play.
Well, he did that against who was it?
What was that,
East Tennessee.
East
State.
Tennessee.
Yeah. But that's UAB is at least a step up from ETSU.
Right. I like the over the shoulder. That was that was dynamic
beautiful.
right there.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't think we had any.
I can't think of anything just off the top memorable.
No. Okay. Number 8. I am confident in this player or position group. Daniel, who are you confident in?
I guess I could go with Joey. Still.
he's a legacy.
Well, Joey and the receivers. It's been that's what I said for a couple weeks in a row. And Chris Brazel's come out,
Yes.
leading the country in
you go.
reception touchdowns. Looking to be our 11th 1,000-yard wide receiver at the end of the season if he keeps at the same pace.
6 touchdowns in his last 3 games.
And
I'll back you up there. And part of this is because I was rough on him. But I'm confident in Chris Brazel. He's won me over.
Yeah.
Now, unlike you, I needed to see it before I jumped in.
I saw it. I saw it in the Syracuse
you saw the
game.
potential.
I saw it.
But I mean, he is the trick last year was he had the drops.
Yeah.
He'd make a great play and then he'd drop the next one.
Yeah.
And I heard a little bit of the Vol Network going into the game radio wise the other day, and they were talking to him. They were talking about him, and basically he said his confidence level in year 2, which is an interesting thing because you go back through Tennessee's year 2 receivers. I mean, in the Heupel offense, Hyatt had been here before, but in the Heupel offense, it was his second year when he took off. So
Like Matthews.
yeah,
Well,
and Staley in his
what I
second
like
year.
to see about Brazel is the same pass that he dropped against Syracuse, he caught it against UAB and took it for a touchdown. It was the same exact route, just different formation.
And I continue to be impressed with the fact, it sounds silly, but they attack the football.
Yep.
They go after it, they catch it, thumbs down, fingers up. It's just, it's the way you're supposed to do it. But for years, I've seen guys catch it in their gut. So I just think they're impressive. All right, Ollie, who do you have confidence in?
I'm really confident in Lance Hurd. I'm confident in this guy's ability to go play that tackle position, blind spot, protect him. I know.
We're all saying nice things about guys we trashed last year. We're making good, guys.
But no, I mean, it's obvious to me at this point that Lance was dealing with something last season. I mean, the
Yes.
guy's come out every single game, just looks impeccable. I mean, there's nothing in his game that I can really nitpick and say he could do this better or that better.
Best thing you can say about a tackle? You never
don't-
notice anything.
I was about to say
Don't
that.
notice him.
Don't hear
What
anything.
are they only had 1 sack on the entire year, and that was against the twos.
Yeah.
So the
Well, here's
starters,
the other thing. You're not getting a hold on every other call either.
Right,
exactly.
Which last year you ran into.
Right. You stole me. I was going to go offensive line as a whole. We've shown we can run the football. Our guys are finding gaps, and that's usually a tribute to the offensive line. And then sacks-wise, Joey's got time.
Yep.
Anybody be in his face all the time. Like I would say offensive line, I'm very confident in.
Yeah. Now, there was a couple plays here or there in that game that was kind of just like little head scratchers, but to your point, they've been solid all year long. And I mean, one of those, they called somehow three penalties on Jesse Perry in one play in that game. And I was like, that's egregious. And then there was 2 times where Sam had missed his hands on a punch that caused some pressure in that game. that you don't want to see in a UAB.
Yeah. You're not going to be perfect.
No, and that's the thing. You're not going to be perfect, but they have looked perfect in majority of these games so far.
They have to be one of the top O-line groups in the country.
Yeah.
I mean,
No
to only
doubt.
have one, I mean, really 0 sacks through 4 games.
Yeah.
And you have Georgia on the schedule.
Yeah, you've already gone
And
through.
you've already gone
that's
through
the
them.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've already gotten through Georgia. So it's not like, well, they're doing this against,
Yeah.
paper tigers. No.
Again,
Yeah.
coming up, I think we're going to find out a lot. Mississippi State usually carries a really good defensive line, and we know Oklahoma's got a really good defensive line.
All right, the flip side, we went basically confidence in the offense there. I'll be interested to see if we all say we're worried about areas of the defense because I am. I'll specifically say I'm worried about Ty Redmond this week. No knock on Ty Redmond other than the fact he's a freshman. And my guess is UAB didn't have the horses to attack him.
Right.
Mississippi State's got some pretty good receivers. You got Jeff Lebby, who's got a great mind. It's the veer and shoot system.
Yep.
Are they going to be able to tee him up the way we've seen Heupel tee up DBs 3 seasons ago in 2022? What can Tennessee do to help protect him? And if you're giving him a lot of help, are you putting somebody else out on an island? So I'm worried about Ty Redmond through no fault of his own. I think the kid's going to be fine. But you got a freshman out there. You wouldn't normally be playing him if you didn't have 2 other guys down. So that's my concern. Guys, where you want to go? Where are you worried?
I mean, obviously it's fallen on the defensive side that I'm worried about. But, I mean, looking closer, I'm looking at the defensive line I'm worried about. And looking even closer, I'm worried about Josh Josephs. This guy needs to be popping up on the screen a lot more times. You need to be hearing his name so much. And, I mean, through the whole offseason, I was talking about this guy, and I know Josh Josephs. He's a great athlete. And I've been talking to him up like he's going to be able to replace James Pierce. He'll be that elite edge rusher that we need.
On our spring football show you talked about.
And then we just haven't seen it. And so, it's one of those guys that's a guy that they're relying on. That's a guy that Coach Gardner and them are relying on to go out there and make plays every day. And especially in a game like UAB and you don't get your name called rarely ever, that tells me that you're not the elite pass rusher that we need you to be at. And I know he's got the potential to be there. So he needs to figure out how to get to that spot.
Yeah,
You
his
said
stat
the same
line.
thing Sunday.
His stat line Saturday was 0, 0, 0, 0.
Yeah.
No pressures, no tackles, no sacks, nothing. He had 0 across the line. But since you went defensive line, I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier. I'm worried about our running back group. Us not starting Thomas. I think that could potentially cost us a big game because we're trying to go to them late. And those other guys, again, no slight to them, but if I'm looking at our running back group, there's one guy that is like, and I said this before, like you remind me of that James Cook from Georgia, like explosive, smaller statue, but like can find the hole and can make you pay. And I think we've got one of those, and I'm trying to figure out why we're not using. The guy had 2 series last week.
Yeah.
Maybe they're saving him.
Yeah, for you. Daniel,
What I'm worried about is kind of a combination of it all is injuries. And you look at your cornerback position, 2 injuries have got you playing mediocre football now. Your defensive tackle position, you've got 2 guys out there, you're playing mediocre there. Like, if you have an injury at the offensive line or one other position, now you got a football team that becomes average. That right now they're playing elite. They got a chance to finish the season elite if they can just find a way to get injuries behind them.
let me throw you another one. This is the benefit of being the host producer. I could just throw in a 5th one. But I want to get you guys to talk about it because you talked about it Sunday. You came in tonight and immediately started talking about it. Who's worried about Tennessee's tackling?
Yeah.
It was just that's not coachable tackling that we saw on Saturday. It was arm tackling, nobody squaring anybody up. And what I love about a defense, especially last year's defense, is they were hitting something.
Yeah.
I mean, they were going out there to lay pressure and pain on anybody they saw. They were the hammer, not the nail. It looked like they were letting UAB just run through. I mean, on a couple of those touchdowns, guys were breaking 2 to 3 tackles. You can't do that if you want to call yourself the best defense in the country.
I think that goes back to injuries. I think, again, our defensive back led us in tackles.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's
Not
not good
against
at all.
UAB.
Yeah, against UAB. And I personally kept watching the game, like waiting for, all right, here's a 3rd and whatever. Let's get off the field. Let's go score another touchdown, right? We could beat the Cavaliers line. And it was like a guy's wide open. We're there to make the tackle. He make him miss. He gets the first down.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, that don't look very good. And so, man, I know that's something we've definitely got to tighten up on. Again, like be that bend, don't break defense, but you've got to be able to tackle in space because those against good teams or better teams, those are touchdowns, right?
Well,
and we saw that versus Georgia.
Yeah, and then another point onto that, when you're doing this weak tackling, they're not effectively trying to go out there and get turnovers, create turnovers, strip the ball out, make big hits to make the ball pop out. And, half the times, too, there was receivers wide open that they're not even going up to try to contest the catch or anything like that. And it's just, against the UAB, it's very noticeable because you're just that much more talented than them, and those things should not be happening.
Yeah, it's also hard. How much of that could have been UAB?
Yeah.
And you got a team that's just, look, we're not up for UAB. Could that be it? I mean, here's the thing that's odd is you get the same coaches coaching it. They knew how to tackle last year. Where has the tackling gone? And it looked, I thought it looked worse against UAB than it has all year.
Yeah.
Now we can also argue about are they protecting the edge? Are they letting people get to the edge on them? So that has been a bigger issue to me than the tackling. But that just maybe I didn't notice it. Has the tackling bothered you before the UAB game?
The
UAB
UAB
didn't
game
drive me
really
crazy, but
It did versus Georgia. It bothered me versus Georgia, and then also Syracuse had some success as well.
That's right, they did.
And Jelly was
we
hitting a
talked
couple
about
guys
it.
across the middle, make a
you're
guy
right.
miss, get a first down.
Yep.
And I say this too, though, and this is where you miss McCoy. Last year versus Alabama, that stood out like crazy to me. Ryan Williams would catch the football, but every time he caught it, he's going down right away. There's no extra, and that's what he's known for. His highlights were make a couple guys miss and get vertical. We put him on the ground every time he caught it.
Yeah, I wasn't as worried that much about tackling. They played so many people. The communication had to be breaking down all over the field.
Yeah.
That your guys are going to be a step behind because they're not getting the signals. They don't know what it's like to get the signals in the game from the sideline. The nonverbal communication.
Well, they
cues.
played ETSU. They should. They've got some.
Yeah, but ETSU.
Everybody played ETSU.
I'm not too worried about
The
it.
Daniel Lama, kind-hearted, the Daniel Lama.
It's the shirt, man.
Don't
the shirt.
worry.
Look at the shirt.
It is a heck of a shirt.
The one thing I will say to that point, though, is it is worrisome because you know how close those guys are to actually being in the game and a big lifetime event. If they're making mistakes, that's why we have these games, so they have those opportunities.
Yeah.
But
I remember, when we played at Oregon, my job was to get Big Dan to call every single play, and it was almost
Dan Williams,
Dan McCullers.
Danny McCullers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And it was almost impossible. And you don't know. There's so many things that go into it. We had who's our D coordinator that year? Janzik, maybe.
Yeah, that was Jansen.
And I'd be sitting there and Oregon's lined up ready to go, and I'm like, bro, I need the hand signal. Just tell me something. And a couple of plays I had to be like, Big Dan, just play the 3 technique and go, because we couldn't get signals in.
Yeah.
And
They also was running up tempo.
well, they were, but we had 5 defensive calls that game. Just motion to me. Is it thumb, finger? Which one is it? I'm ready to go.
Question number 10. What was Josh Heupel's best or worst move versus UAB? And we can't say the use of the running backs because we've beaten that horse.
Yeah.
Was there a best or worst move by Josh Heupel in this game?
I love the fact that he played so many guys. Because what I saw from a head coach there is he let go of this wanting to beat him by 70, and he said, I need to get depth. I need to find out which guys I'm going to have on the field in game 8, 9, and 10, who I can put under the spotlight. I thought that was his best move, to let go of the ego of, I want to win by 70.
There it is, the Daniel
There it
Lama.
is.
Release
But-
the ego.
And he's just wanting to get game film on his guys, and he actually did that. And it cost you the Cavaliers line.
Yeah, I did. I'm going to go. Let's see. Where was I going to go? I've forgotten. When do you guys go?
I guess it would be, in my opinion, I guess his worst move, but I don't know how much control he really has over this or not. But you're still not getting David Sanders out there on the field. And I know he's still banged up, but, I mean, at this point, is it a banged up thing where we need to go ahead and shut down the season? Or is it a banged up thing where if now we're getting you in, there's no happy game to come into now. It's SEC play from here on out. Would have liked to seen him get a little taste.
Let's finish up this round of questions. I'm going to get back to that. Marlon,
All right.
best or worst move?
I'm going to say worst move, and this is just me I'm just trying to find something. I think this has been the perfect game to get Boo Carter on offense. He's played more on defense. No. And here's the reason why I say that, because they told us that this offseason.
Yeah, they were going to work on it. Yep.
They told us that this offseason that the plan was he wanted to play offense and defense. We all got excited about it as a fan of Tennessee football because we know what the guy can do with the ball in his hand. I think he's kind of worked his way back into the team, got a game ball this week after the game, perfect, right? Look like
He's
the
still
guys
electric with the ball in his hand as a return man. Yeah.
Why not throw him out there and throw a swing to him and just say, okay, here, let's see if he can handle that.
Jet sweep.
Yes, it's UAB. It's UAB.
Tell you,
And that way, it's at least on tape. And then you run him out there and don't use him against somebody in the SEC.
Exactly.
They have to pay attention. They have to be mindful of it.
You
There's
can't
no reason not
tell
to do it,
me
Daniel.
Mississippi State. We put it on tape. He just ran a jet sweep versus UAB.
yeah.
And we come in now, big game, crowd's going, and we run
23,
we fake it and
sweep,
come
sweep.
hit something off of it.
There you go.
That's not a good play.
Yeah.
Who are you going to take plays away from? You're going to take it away from
It's
Brazel?
one play.
You're going to take it away from
they
Star?
could take a breather.
You're going to take it away from Mike Matthews to put Boo Carter in the game, who's not
When we
played
scored
down
56 points, put Boo Carter in the game.
And I'll tell you a good play that he would fit in is if you did one of those under center in arounds and you gave it to him. I mean, he's strong enough to get up there for a yard or
It's
two and maybe
gimmicky
break that
Bush
thing
League
out.
football. It doesn't
Everybody's
work.
got gimmicks, dude. Everybody's
Even-
got gimmicks. The
Travis
Bears
Hunter's
just run a
playing-
flea flicker to score versus the Cowboys.
That's right.
Come on. Let's go ahead.
You got one job.
here's-
Do your one job. When you're great, when you're an All-American at that,
I'm surprised
Yeah.
this is the one. This is the hill you're going to die on.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that this is a thing for you.
It's the shirt, man.
no, it's not that. It's,
Because you're the guy I would normally think, let's
Open
spread
it,
the,
yeah,
let's let
yeah.
everybody get a carry, let
Yoga.
everybody have a touch.
no, I want Star getting the touch. I want Brazel getting it. I want Mike Matthews. I want Joey.
I remembered what my worst move was. Merklinger got a lot of series in that second half.
Yeah.
Could you not have put McIntyre in for one?
Yeah, that's
mean,
a good one.
Just one series, that's the way they've usually done it.
Mm-hmm.
Starter goes to half, then the next guy gets most of the carries, most of the series in the second half, and then the last one or two go to the number 3 guy.
Yeah.
Treat it like a
thought you could
preseason
have,
game.
yeah, I thought you could have seen McIntyre in that one. Okay, now we were talking about David Sanders injuries. I'm to the point.
Yep.
I don't know how many of these guys are getting back. I was talking to somebody again today who said, "Oh yeah, they could be back. Moy and Hobbs could be back this weekend." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna just tap out on that.
Yeah.
They'll be out there when they're out there." We're a third of the way through the season.
That's my picking nits. Is that right there?
Okay, well,
I
let's
have-
hold off then.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll come back around and let you
Yeah.
pick nits on that. Okay, all right. Don't forget, like I would.
Oh, I did until you brought it up again.
Well, hell, we're at picking nits anyway.
I
That's
know,
next. So
that's
that's
why I was
question
like-
11. Go ahead.
Well, no,
Pick your nits.
that was mine. It's just like when Josh Heupel, if they're on the injury depth chart, I have no clue what it means. I don't have any idea if they're going to be back this game or if they're out for the season. Don't have a clue.
There are
holds
some
it.
guys that I already know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know they're not coming back, but they won't say it, and none of us can get a second source. So without it revealing who the first source is, so it's like, hell, we can't say it. But there are guys who they keep saying, well, maybe later in the year.
Yeah.
Doubt it. There's some guys I don't think are coming back.
Now, what wasn't McCoy like? They was looking at the Georgia game for him.
I don't know that they've said that, maybe initially, but
Yeah.
they haven't made it sound like he's any closer from the.
I
me.
would tell you this. I saw him in fall camp at the one they invited us back to. He's on the sideline working with a coach, and he's backpedaling and sticking and coming. Like from that standpoint, I was thinking like, all right, he looks good over there. Like he's working up a sweat. He's moving. They got him
Yeah.
backpedaling, breaking on the ball. So I'm thinking like Georgia, like, all right, this
it's
cat's gonna be
realistic.
back Georgia. Now I'm starting to get worried if he's gonna ever come back because I haven't seen him yet.
Let me ask you something here. File away whatever you're about to say. If you are Jermod McCoy or his agent, and you are the first cornerback that was supposed to come off the board in the draft in April, now you've been hurt.
Yeah.
You could not play, and that may hurt your draft position. Or do you come back,
No.
or do you sit out and choose to go pro? What do you do? And is that one of the reasons we may not have seen him yet?
Now,
That
you
it's
said
like,
you said I'm the agent, right? Not Tennessee fan. And
yes, that's right. You're the
Ball
agent.
for life. I'm the agent. We're sitting. I
You're not even gonna put him back
no.
out there?
I seen it with defensive end from the Green Bay Packers. What was it? Michael Parsons.
Oh, okay.
I seen it from Abdul Carter. Those cats still
right.
came in and went
Yeah.
top in the draft, first round.
Yep.
I don't think there's anything positive. Just from a agent standpoint, I don't think there's anything positive I can get out of bringing you back and playing the rest of the season.
Unless you look like you're
Unless-
absolutely the same
Unless
guy.
we're absolutely ready to go.
Yeah.
And I don't know if because you're gonna have that up and down when
Yeah.
you're getting it.
Exactly. Most guys who tear an ACL, especially corners and receivers,
Yeah.
don't look the same until the second year. Most of them. Maybe McCoy's the exception. But I just wonder.
Guy had a hell of a year last year.
Yeah.
Shot up draft boards.
Yep.
We're sitting. I had this question before the season even started, just because he was so highly ranked. If he'd have been projected as a second rounder, obviously you want to come back and. But when you're listed as the top corner on the board, I'm thinking, hey, look, we're sitting, and we'll go get ready for the draft early, go start training, that sort of deal, and we can just say, hey, we wasn't physically ready yet, but now we are when it comes to the draft process.
Now, there's a possibility that we look up against Mississippi State, and McCoy's out there, and Sanders is out there, and everybody's out there.
Yeah.
But there's also, in my mind, it's absolutely just as possible that you spend a ton of cash on Sanders, a ton of cash on McCoy, and a ton of cash on Gibson, and you may get 15 plays out of them on the season.
Yeah.
That's the bad thing about the NIL, and that's nobody's fault. That's just we're paying these guys, and then those three guys get hurt or have something happen, and you just wasted money.
Yeah.
So that's a bad part of the NIL deal. I mean, it's the same thing in the pros, but still. That's new for college football. Yeah. All right, I cut you off. Do you remember what you were going to say?
I was in that same thing. I was curious about from Ollie's standpoint because you played in that era. Like, what do those guys think? Because even Lance Hurd had a game that he didn't travel last year. When he had that foot injury, but now this year he's looking like a first-round tackle.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends. Because a lot of these guys do have agents or somebody that's working with them. And then it's also, too, what your training staff's saying. I mean, you want to take their word for it in the most part. You want to trust those people are going to lead you the right way. And so you just kind of listen into – there's a lot of voices talking to you at the same time. And then you also just got to take in what you want to do. Do you want to play or do you want to sit out and maybe make the long stretch for it and try to see what you can generate? I know for a lot of guys, when you do take out that sit-out avenue for it, it's really hard to build up your draft stock by just doing drills and combine stuff. And so you want plays on tape if you can get them. But to that same point – if you're going to come back and not be the same person you were the year before, it's really not worth it because now you're just kind of hurting yourself saying, it proves their point. Hey, you're not the same.
If I'm pick 25 and I need a corner and I get my medicals back on McCoy, I'm going and watching last year's tape and saying, this guy would have been the first corner in the draft. I'll take him 25.
Yeah, right.
And then the other thing, too, when you look at the David Sanders situation, what's crazy is that if this situation would have happened 4 or 5 years ago, all right, redshirt the guy, he's a freshman, we'll have him for next year. How do you redshirt a guy when you're paying him so much money? Yeah. And granted, now you have those 4 games that you can play him in. But at this point, too, you look at how well your offensive line's playing. Do you want to throw a wrench in that and throw David Sanders into that?
You can. Follow the money.
I don't put him in the starting lineup though. I mean,
he's my rotation.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean that's the depth piece that you need because no knock on anybody, but that second string offensive line's not looking great to me. It's
definitely remember that season opener when Sanders was before that opener. We're doing the live show. And so they announced Sanders isn't going to play, or we see that he's not going to play. And Ollie erased his score. It took like 14 points off the board. Yeah, so there's questions at depth there. All right, any other nits to pick?
The one guy stomping on Max Gilbert.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, especially
a
wide
kicker.
Open on the can. Yeah, especially I will say I like Jackson Ross going after him. You don't want to mess with an Australian. I mean, that guy's my age too. He was a pro rugby player, so he's done some stuff probably.
Well, what's crazy is just the idea this guy's walking by, he gets by your holder. And then looks down and stomps the foot.
Yeah.
What in the
world? A lot of personalities on the football
team. That's the 1 second. He lost the 1 second decision.
Yeah.
That little devil on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Stop.
Do it.
Do it.
It's a kicker. Do it.
They're not used to the TV coverage.
This is tough. This is question 12. Who won the UAB game? Meaning, what Vol gained the most clout or praise from that game? Anybody?
I feel like Boo Carter did. Boo Carter had a really good game.
And my most memorable play was him. Where I was thinking about going with the muff punt. Yeah, because that'll
definitely highlight.
See, I ain't picking Boo because I had him picked in that game to run a punt return back for a touchdown. And then he muffs the punt. It's like, no, I ain't doing it.
Morris was mine. but I've been on him the whole game.
Yeah.
Him against ETSU, the jump cuts that he's made.
Well, wait a second.
his
So
vision-
you're forgiving DeJuan Morris carries,
Absolutely.
but not Boo Carter.
You wouldn't let me do it on the Sunday show, but my top 3 running backs right now would be Starr, Deshaun Bishop, and then Morris.
Well, the reason I didn't want to do it on the Sunday show is because
No,
he's
I
not
know.
going to be taking carries from
I
King
know,
Louis.
but he's got special vision. His jump cuts that he have are elite.
You and Sterling. Anytime I'm trying to be a producer, you should. I gotta look. I told Sterling yesterday. I said, let's not do Aguilar again as the 3-up. I know you're the quarterback and you love him. I said, let's just try and spread around, get some other
somebody
names in.
else.
Like
Yeah.
Caleb Beasley got a touchdown return against his high school coach. Let's try and spread around. Sterling gave me a look like, it's my pick. All right. Yeah. Daniel, you wouldn't let me do it. That makes it sound like I'm rigging everything.
Yeah.
I'm just like, let's not waste our time by saying Morris is there because that's going to take it all down. He is
really
good, but I've seen a lot of good freshmen over there that then kind of, we'll see. But I think he's good. I don't understand your love of him and your strong hatred for the idea of Boo Carter carrying the ball. All right. So DeJuan Morris is he won the game. Who got the most out of this game?
The boosters, whoever's putting the money up.
Yeah.
To get the recruits in. That's who won this game. The boosters.
Okay.
Keep the money flowing.
Who won this game? Who got the most out of it?
No, I mean, again, I feel like even though he had the muff punt, I felt like Boo Carter.
Oh, you said it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you get a game ball. I think that shows a lot that the team's kind of welcomed you back from all the stuff you had in the offseason and everything. And so, I mean, it's good to see that maybe chemistry things are moving in the right direction.
I'll go Jalen McMurray because the opposite of Josh Joseph. He had his stat line was filled with. He had tackles for loss, he had a half sack, he had pass breakup, and when he went out and they scored, you got some value right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Jalen McMurray. All right, Daniel Hood, Marlon Walls, Ollie Lane. I appreciate all these guys. I appreciate you for watching. Give us the thumbs up. Also, leave a comment. You can answer any of these questions. You can give us new questions that maybe we'll answer in the future and put it into the show. Ring the bell and it'll notify you when we do something. Also, you can leave a comment and Daniel will tell you where you can buy one of those Daniel Hood roofing
That's
shirts.
what I was just thinking.
Amazon, $18.
Las Vegas.
All right. Thank you all very much. Thank you.